Okay, here we go again. Yet another crazy horn. This is a Yamaha YBS-41 Roman numeral II, as opposed to, I don't think there ever was a Roman numeral 1, but you know, Yamaha's crazy, so I guess they started out with a Roman numeral 2. So that is the number for the Euro market. The market over here, it's called a 480, exactly the same instrument, but made for the U.S. market. And it is in virtually brand new condition. The only thing I can find is there's a little scuff right there. And that's about it. And there's a couple really tiny scratches just around the strap loop. So it has been played, but I mean, it can't have been played very much. The model's probably less than a year old, so it can't have been played too much. And you can see the color of the pads are like brand new. And again, everyone gets obliterated. This side, bells, bottom's always smashed. And I'm so used to playing these decades-old baritones. And this one is just, it's just crazy. So the first thing I noticed when I took it out of the case is the gold lacquer on it. The 52, the model that preceded this, was just a clear lacquer and looked like a student model horn. So what they did on this one, they put the gold lacquer on it, like they do on the 62. Also put the 62 style neck on it, a little nicer neck. And another big thing is, you can, see if you can see, stupid bells in the way, but the crepe pearls, if I only can see if I can get here closer, are almost, you can see they're almost touching each other. So they scrunched up the keys. Instead of being like this, you can see my fingers are almost touching each other. They're that close. So, you know, that's it. So what they did is they redesigned the 52 after 35 years and brought the key touches together. So again, on the bottom end, again, there's almost no room between. And you can see they added the key here to get that, that D pearl. Instead of being on the key, they brought another lever over here, and then they brought the F way down. So the main thing they did is bring the D key up. So it's just everything's right under your fingers. They figure, well, there might be middle school kids playing these things, so they got tiny hands, and so they thought they'd make it better for them. The other thing they added was, and I'm not sure if you get this on the American model, but all the Japanese model in the Japanese market and the Euro market, they're putting the foot peg on. So you can go right down to the ground, adjust the foot peg, sit in your chair, all the weight goes to the ground. You just need a little cheap strap just to keep it from the back and forth thing. So again, the famous Yamaha low A mechanism with the double arms going across. I mean, I went up and down the whole thing for a half hour, couldn't find a thing wrong except for the A key. It was hitting a little quicker. So what I do is I put a little piece of Teflon in there, which gave it a little more adjustment and lets it roll a little easier. So nice little upgrade. But again, massive low A key. You just kind of rock your thumb to it and you're right there. All the typical Yamaha stuff, adjusting screws all the way up and down the front. Virtually every adjustment on the horn is adjustable with a screw instead of having to sand corks. So this one's serial number 44085. And the first thing I always see is the case come in. And even the case, I'll show you later, the case is in virtually brand new condition too. That's funny, it's a little scuffed inside, but the outside is just absolutely perfect. There's not a scratch on it. All the latches and handles are all cool. So anyhow, to the good part, I was trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's about it. And again, Yamaha just does these minor improvements, and their intermediate models get closer and closer to the pro models. So the important thing, so you can just whisper down to that A, and you can go right from the C without even hitting the B flat, and you can go from the C sharp right to the C. So instead of having to go back and forth between the C sharp to the B flat to the A, all that jazz, you can go straight from the C sharp right to the A. I think it's got more bark than the 62 does. The 62 is a darker sound, but this thing cuts a lot better than the 62, and it's like $3,000 to $4,000 more expensive. The only thing I'm not used to, I mean, the springs are really stiff. It's a brand new horn. It's not even broken in yet. So it's a little stiffer than I'm used to from the old ones. But it'll break in just like an old pair of shoes. So the 62 as the high F sharp key, which I just hate. It's the most useless thing in the world. And a couple of models now of Yamaha and Selmers are coming out with saxophones, especially tenors, without the high F sharp. And normally you just can't get them without it. So they're coming out with a model each for the purists that don't want it. So here's your F arpeggio. And if you want the high F sharp, just grab the B flat side key. So now there, I'm going to play the C sharp. So I can play the C sharp instead of having to go from the A. I can just hold the C sharp. So I can just hang on to that C, and a lot of times I have to go from G sharp to A. So you can just go right from the G sharp. Again, everything has to be perfect to be able to do that. So anyhow, again, my fingers just don't want to play these heavy springs. But just a great rocking sound the whole length. And again, that A just rocks. So, I mean, the A, you got to have it these days. I mean, you just don't get the gig. So, we're going to try just a little thing here, and I'm not sure. I'm not playing it in the key I usually play it in, but we'll see what happens. these things are going up like 8% every year. This retails, I think, for around $8,000, something up there crazy, and probably street prices between 6 and 7. Doing this one for like $4,500, which is what people pay for, you know, a good clean 52, and this is just beyond cosmetically playing wise, and you get virtually a brand new horn. So I was going to show you the case real quick. I'll get this off of here. So here's the stock Yamaha case, and again, I usually have to reinforce all the corners, and corners are all gone, the latches are all gone, the stickers all over it, and you can see it's just in crazy, crazy condition. So again, tons of room for peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a change of underwear, and it's kind of strange because it does have just a little bit of wear to the inside, but not too bad. So nobody's going to see it. So double handles on the outside, middle handle, 4 latches, completely heavy-duty case. Pretty much the same case as the 62. So anyhow, that about wraps it up. You can check out photos at, www.stevegraysaxes.com. That's STEVEGRAY, Saxes plural, at the World Wide Web. So anyhow, any questions, send me an email, and if you want to take it home, just send me a line, and you can ship it anywhere, probably in the United States. Really don't want to ship it overseas. I came straight from Japan, like $200 and something shipping on it, but it's the only one I've ever seen for sale, so I grabbed it. So anyhow, that's it. I'm trying to keep it short, but of course never happens. So, hasta la vista.